Hi there. I'm here to talk about how to measure snow. For the next few minutes, I'll be showing to you the different techniques and also the proper way to measure snow. It will be divided into 4 different sections. First, we're going to start with the tool that we will use to measure snow. Second is the location. Third is the process. And fourth is timing. First, we start with tool. Meteorologists and weather observers, like myself, use a snowboard. Snowboard is a flat platform, usually painted in white, that provides a reliable flat surface to measure snow. If you'd like to learn more about snowboards and the different features of a snowboard, check my video in my YouTube channel, WeatherShortsReels, for more information. Typically, snowboards are placed in a location where you have an open area. That brings us to the second process, which is location. Like in real estate, location is very important in measuring snow. The typical guidance is you place your snowboard in an open area, and optimally it should be about a distance of 2 times the height of the closest obstruction. One of the common mistakes when people place their snowboard is they put it too close, let's say to the house. And when you have a windy, snowy day or event, sometimes the snow from the roof could actually fly and fall into snowboards, causing an inflation in terms of measurement. If you can, try to place then your snowboard as far away as possible from different obstruction. Optimally as well, if you have the real estate, it's also recommended to provide another opportunity for you to measure snow, and that is, if you can, also have a second snowboard, which you do have over here, that then allows you to take average measurements within your area. And that brings us to the third part of measuring snow, is the process. How do you measure snow? Snow measuring is actually a very fun activity, but it's a tricky exercise. What I mean by that is, especially if the temperature is near the freezing mark, snow tends to compress or even melt at that certain temperature. So the typical guidance is you measure snow as soon as the snowfall event finishes. So that minimizes any compression or melting that happens. And when you do, the best way to do that, again, using your snowboard, and you also take a ruler that has graduated, and you actually measure snow to the nearest 0.2 centimeters. If you're in a country that uses metric system, or 1/10 of an inch if you're in the US. And the process for measuring snow is you do that right after the end of the snowfall event. And what you do then is you go to your snowboard, and the most important thing is always measure the snow at eye level, which means you actually have to kneel down and place the ruler into the snowboard, and at eye level check then what is the snowfall at that point. It's also recommended to take multiple measurements around your snowboard, and you take the average. If you have a second snowboard like I do, you then go to your second snowboard, repeat the same process, take it from eye level, take multiple measurements, and then you take the average. So that's the process of measuring snow. And the final part is timing. I mentioned earlier that the most recommended way to measure snow is shortly after the snowfall event. However though, if you have a prolonged period of snow event, it's also recommended to take measurements at multiple intervals. So for stations who does synoptic readings every 6 hours, what we typically do is we take measurements every 6 hours. We go to our snowboards, take measurements, take the average, and then we clear the board at that 6-hour mark. And if you have snow depth that are actually going above the top of the snowboard, we also typically position the snowboard to a different area. So the snowboard is actually on top of the newly fallen snow. Otherwise, if you just clear your snowboard and you have a big hole, the wind could actually fill in that hole and that could inflate your snowfall reading. So we take measurements every 6 hours, we clear the board, and then in the span of 24 hours, we then sum up all those snowfall fresh measurement for the 6-hour increment, and that's what you report in the observation report. Well, now you know how to properly measure snow using a snowboard, using a ruler, taking the average, and also positioning a snowboard in a clear area as much as possible. Well, I do hope that you learned something from today. Have fun measuring snow. If you want to learn more about snowboards, check out my video in my Weather Short Reels channel YouTube for more information. Otherwise, you can also follow me in X at I am Laser, where I post daily weather reports of my weather observation here in our neighborhood. Take care. See you again. Bye-bye.